Good afternoon. It's Susie Q96. I just dropped in to do some junk. I found a bunch of nickels. Okay, Lucky James and Tom Kingery. Let me find the right book. I don't want to put you on the things I'm selling at my sale. I can't sell you guys. How y'all doing? Oops. Oh, I hate these pencils. I say that every time. KK! Yeah, I'm gonna go through some nickels. I found a box with a bunch of nickels in it. A lot of them are from the westward journey. Richard Sappington, good morning. Well, good afternoon here. Long time no see. Richard gets that last spot. Glad to see you, Richard. Oh, this pencil. Don't ever buy them. All right, we got our 4 in the door already. Yay. So, anyway, I found this box this morning when I was looking for empty penny rolls so I could finish rolling up the penny box, which I did complete that task. And I don't know why I kept some of these. They're just laying around. So I'm going to try and stick them under the scope and sort them out, and also decide if I need to even be keeping these or should I set them free back into the wild of the banking industry and let somebody else find them, because I don't think I need most of them. Some of them I have like all these envelopes and then just all these loose nickels, and no idea why I have some of them. So I got my red book out to try to refresh my memory as to why I would have kept some of this stuff. And we're just going to take a look at them. I just got out of Rick G's stream and I won 2 40%ers, really ugly 40%ers, but they're still 40% silver. So I got a couple $50 today. I love Rick G's channel, and I seem to have decent luck winning things over there. So, but yeah, I enjoy his live streams very much. And so I was over there while I was rolling my pennies up. Yeah, I'm trying to get to the nickels and looking to see if I see anything that I need to be hunting in particular. Yeah, the thing about this is I'm not a coin grader, and most of the listings start at MS63. So, you know, I'm just operating on the assumption that most of these are not even going to reach that. What I would really like to have is something that gives a really good description of what what they mean. You know, what is the break off point for a 63 versus a 65, let's say. I don't know these things because I'm an old lady. But in the course of this, I also found one of my jeweler's loops. And so that's been helping me. Oh, excuse me a little bit. So I guess I should put a glove on my little mitt here keep me from getting too grossed out. Forgot to charge my phone at 20% and at the car wash if I drop. It wasn't on purpose. Okay. Oh, I've done that many a time, Richard. I like to take my phone fully charged with me when I go metal detecting. And like the other day, I forgot my GoPro and I thought, okay, I'll just use my phone. So I get my phone out and I was about 30 minutes into the hunt and realized my phone was dead. So the whole second half of my hunt, I didn't have any footage of any kind. I just have to, when I make that video, I'll just have to show the wrap up because I didn't charge anything up because I was not paying attention. Oh, I've gone out before and forgot to charge my detector too. That's really fun. Drive 20, 30 miles to go somewhere to detect and find out your battery and your detector's defunct. Okay, let's see what all these nickels are that I got here. This is a 62. Is there anything exciting about a 62? I doubt it. But we're going to see what the red book says. If it ranked at an MS60, it would be worth a quarter. So I don't know. I'm not an expert on rating coins. However, I don't have my nickel books out. So what I'm going to do for now is I do have an envelope here, one of these brown jobbies that says 60s nickels. So I will put it in there for now. And then the next time I go through all these nickels, I will be sure and have my books out. I just stumbled across this box. Didn't know why I had all these loose nickels in it. Why would I have kept them? Maybe they are just some that I never sorted at all. Now this is a 98p. See if I can dial in on it a little better. So if any of you guys know about nickels and you see me put something under here that you know something special about, please let me know. I know there's a lot of them in here that I've already sorted out that belong in the Westward Journey series in 2004 and 2005. So I know why I kept those. Yeah, there was no question as to why I held on to those. But some of them, Nick L, very, very clever Mark Nickel. And there's Mr. Mark Nickel Thomas. Anyway, I just don't know why I have these. There's another 1996p. Is there supposed to be something special about them? I should do my homework. 96p. Because I'm sending, I know they're equal to 5 cents. Yep, that's it. So some of these, I'm going to just be throwing them back into the bank. Now, here is one of a bazillion of the, this is actually called the Peace Medal. I always call it the Louisiana Purchase, but it's actually called the Peace Medal. And the DAL as in an award. Part of the Westward Journey series, along with the Keel Boat and Ocean in View and the bison that some people call the new buffalo. I'm not going to stay on super long, but I just want to see what these were. If I don't need to be keeping them, I have like a bazillion 64s. They must have made like 950 bazillion of them because I have so many. And I don't need them. So I'm trying to roll. I've rolled this morning probably $70 worth of change, which will be going back to the bank on Monday so that I can pay a bill. Or if the lady at the bank doesn't want to accuse me of stealing $4.50 again, maybe I'll get another box if they'll even let me. 1981. Okay, what's the mint on this thing? 81D. Okay. Oh, that D looks funky. Maybe that's why I kept that. I guess it's just worn. Okay, so an 81D, like most everything else, in MS63 would be worth a quarter, which I don't think this one's qualifying for that. So let's see what's next in the barrel. A 63. I think I have a lot of those too. That one I'm going to hold on to till I check my books. That may be why I held it. Find a very ugly war nickel in my last box hunt. Maybe it was in a fire. Yeah, it could have been. Could have been. Another 64. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm going to be setting a lot of these 64s back out into the wild because first of all, because I don't have any idea why I would have kept them all in the first place. Yeah, I got a lot of them though. Like I said, some of this stuff, I'm just putting it back out there. Somebody else might need it. But I don't have storage room for one thing. That one, I know I have a 66 already. Which one is that? It's another one of those piece metal. I have a huge bag of those. Some of them aren't in very good shape, but I'm going to pull some of the better ones out for a project. Okay, that's a 65 Bison, also known as a new Buffalo. I got a whole bag full of those too. And I think that's going to be another one. Yep. Yeah, I probably got 30 of them in this envelope here. Then I got 2 little plastic tubs full of nickels. Don't know what these are. They don't seem to be sorted in any. I tossed back that 64. Yeah, he's not big enough. Okay, put all these ones I'm throwing back into a little bucket, and then they'll go into my change jar. And oh, okay, these might be 50s. Oh, that's a 58. think I'll keep the 50s for now till I have I should have got my books out, but it's kind of a chore to get to where they are. There's another 50s. Yeah, I'll hold on to the 50s. Ooh, there's a 1940. A little bit grubby, but nice. 58. Okay. I'm starting to see a theme here in this little plastic box. The other one, there was no rhyme or reason. They were just thrown into the bottom of the box. I gotta fix this scope. It's not sticking to the base. So as soon as I set it, then it... Yep, I got it right here, Dennis. It's addressed, ready to go. I just didn't get to the post office. We had, believe it or not, we had tornado warnings yesterday and some really bad weather. And then it rained again today all morning, so I didn't get down there. So I'm going to go on Monday, and it should go out then. That's when all my Canadian stuff is going. But yes, I did get it. Thank you very much. Oh, 1939. So there's a little more rhyme or reason to why I saved these. Here's a 40. But yeah, I just found this little plastic box, and it's got all sorts of, yeah, like there's a 2004 in there. And that goes in with the Peace Medal Westward Journey group. $39. Ocean View 2005. Another 57. Just wondered what these were and why they were just sitting there. 52. I'll go back through each group individually later on. There's a 41. We almost got to the war, but not quite. I don't think there's any war nickels floating around in here. Another 57. A 2005 Bison. I have one more of those little plastic boxes too. There's another 1940. Another 57. A lot of 57s. $52. 49. $32. Oldie but a goodie. And the last one out of that little box, 47. All right. Let's see what's in this other box. And then we will find homes for these until I'm ready to get my books out and investigate them a little more thoroughly. ADP. I wonder Oh, I kept that. I think I have a bag in here that says 80s. Yeah, 80s nickels. We'll just stick it in there for now. $64. Yeah, just looks like a mixed group. 84. These I'm guessing have been in this box since I was staying in the cabin. 70. A grubbed 70. So last time I remember putting any coins in this box was when I was staying in the cabin. So I'm gonna guess maybe they got thrown in here when I was moving out of the cabin and I just dumped everything off my desk. I do not know. But there's a bunch of them. And if I do not need them, I need to be sending them back to the bank. A lot of 64s. I'll probably go through the 60s tonight. Yeah, look at all the 64s. And send some of these. My goodness. Somebody find an unusual error on 64s that all of mine fall into. That'd be dandy, like sugar candy. Oh, there's 3 more here. 74. 64. Hi, Jamila Carvey. And the last one is a 73 something D. All right. Well, at least they're more organized. There's a huge bag of 60s here, plus a box of 60s. So, put all those together. And see about consolidating some of them. Just a batch, a passel, as my mama would have said. I got a passel of them. All right. Let me make a 30s and a 40s and a 50s envelope. And then we'll go back through those at a later time. Make sure I'm putting in the right one. That's a 52. That goes somewhere different. That's a 30. I think this is going to be a 32. Oh, 39. 47. 49. 40. 40. 40. And 41. All right. I got 30s. Get 40s. This should be 50s. 50s. Yeah, there's some 39s. A couple of them, John. I'm going to check them for other stuff later. Right now, I'm just sorting them into groups. Because this I originally thought was a 32 and it's a 52. So Monticello on 39P is to be checked. Okay, I'm going to write a note on the back of the envelope so I remember that. Thank you. Because I knew I was going to have to look these up later. And also I wanted to get my book out, my books. So, but for the moment, I was just trying to figure out why I had put these aside. Because it's been a couple of years. And I'm just going to leave this as a nickel container, but at least they will be ready for me to sort. 30s, 40s, 50s. And there's a bazillion 60s, and I'm going to go through some of them now and eliminate some of these 64s. There's just so many. Is there anything about a 64 nickel that I would be keeping them for? Because if not, I want to send some of them back to the bank. There's a bunch. There's Mikey when you need him. Okay, I just found an article that says 1964 Jefferson nickels worth a lot more than 5 cents. But I don't really want to watch a video right now. What are the errors on a 64 nickel? Minting errors. Okay. Repunched mint marks. Or missing dates. Okay, so there is a reason to search them. That explains maybe why I had set them aside. DDRs and RPMs. Okay. Well, then I'm going to make a separate envelope for all these 64 nickels. And we'll look at them for those things later. I figured there was some reason why I kept so many of them. Because I don't usually keep things unless I need to go back and search them for something later. So we're going to go through all these and put the 64s in an envelope and give them the once over later on. Got one that's in a plastic bag, which means somebody sent it to me, which it probably has something going on. There's another 64. Put that one in there. And another one. I'm not going to search them all right now because I don't have the time. I've got some other things I got to work on this afternoon. But I wanted to see what all this was about, because there's sure a bunch of them. Well, almost every one I've put under the scope so far. There's a 62. So we'll have a whole new search. I think I'm going to hold off on getting any more coins from the bank until I go back through some of these other ones that are just lying around here for different reasons, where I've said I'll check that later. Well, this needs to be later, I think, because I have a whole bunch of 82 pennies that I've got to go through and determine if they are zinc or copper. And I've got some quarters I've got to go through looking for errors. And now I've got this big pile of nickels. So I don't think I need to be getting anything else from the bank until I work on these. As you can see, there's a ton of these 64s. 62. Get an envelope. Thank you, John. You're really helping. It's hard for me to look things up while I'm sorting them. That's why I just put them in these little envelopes and then I go back. But if I have someone in the stream that can tell me why I set this thing aside in the first place. That's very helpful. Very helpful to me. That's 62s right there. Yeah, put those in their own little cubby. Yeah, I don't see any reason for me to get any more coins until I work with what I have sitting here. Hey, Mud Swat, how you doing, honey? Man, there's a bunch of them. They're like rabbits. They've been in this box multiplying, I guess. Yeah, I was shocked. I mean, this box was pretty heavy, and it's been sitting on my shelf for quite a while. I didn't know what was in there. Opened it up. It was just full of nickels. Some of them were in little envelopes. Some of them were loose. Some of them were in little plastic boxes, and some of them were totally mislabeled. So, 63. I ended up rolling, we'll say about 70, excuse me. Oh, goodness. $70 worth of change last night and this morning. 98p. Don't know what that's doing in there. I got a 90s envelope. I'll just drop it in there for now. We'll work out the details later. But yeah, 63. I think it was a good idea to sort these 60s out. Another 64. I have to just find one good one. I don't know why that was in there with all these 60s, but it was. So tomorrow is Mother's Day. Yeah, I could use some too, Mud Slut. I'm kind of dragging today. Well, I didn't sleep very well last night. We had a real bad thunderstorm come through, and my cat, for all he thinks he's Big Billy Bad Butt, he's scared of thunderstorms, and so he woke me up about 2:30, and I ended up going over and hanging out in Handy Andy 73.6 Part 2. Poor Andy last night, he was having terrible internet problems. And if you were in there, you if you weren't in there, you missed how funny it got because his reception was just horrible. And at one point, he actually put aluminum foil on his head like we used to do with the rabbit ear antennas back in the 50s for TV. And then we suggested that he put a satellite dish on his head. It got pretty crazy in there. And finally, he was able to get back on later in the evening because he was trying to do people's $half rolls, and he felt bad because the internet just was not cutting him a bit of slack. I mean, but he made the best out of it. When he put the aluminum foil on his head, I thought I was going to wet my pants. It was really funny. And you have to be a certain age to understand that joke. And some people did not. And they're like, what's the aluminum foil for? So it was quite funny. But yeah, I didn't get much sleep. Okay, there was something in here about 63. See, I'm not usually awake enough. Somebody said, how come I was snubbing Andy's channel? It's not a matter of me snubbing Andy. That's my bro. It's a matter of he lives on the West Coast, and my medicine usually knocks me out by about 8:30. So it is really hard for me to get into Andy's live streams. But last night I managed to hit both the first and second attempt. I didn't stay for the whole second one, but uh no, I'm not snubbing Andy in any sense of the word. It's a matter of time zone. And he doesn't get into mine very much anymore either because when Andy live streams, he stays up for hours and hours. And then when I come on, he is he's done. Sometimes Jack Joe will show up in here, but uh, yeah, it was quite funny. The aluminum foil thing really got me. It was good. So, but yeah, I could use some coffee. I had some earlier and I let it get cold. And all right, so at least I have got this box organized now where I know what's in it. So on a future stream, probably later this week, we will be looking more closely at these once I have my books out. Boy, there was a bunch of these 64s. All right, 62, 63, miscellaneous 60s and 64s. I got 30s, 40s, 50s. All right. There are no loose nickels in the bottom of the box anymore. They are all sorted by decade or group, and some of them went straight back into my change jar. So I will have some more change I can roll up later. I ended up with some empty plastic containers, which I need for another thing. We have in the next town over once a year this absolutely massive flea market thing. Well, actually twice a year. They have it Memorial Day weekend and Labor Day weekend. Well, because I'm still trying to liquidate things to get moved to Michigan, and I don't want to haul a lot of this stuff, I have roped a friend of mine into helping me set up out there. I thought this was going to be really expensive. Well, see, that's exactly what he was doing, Dennis. He was making that joke about putting aluminum foil on rabbit ears to get a better picture because he could not, for whatever reason, his internet was pixelating terribly and it was fading in and out and coming back, and it was like watching 50s and early 60s TV. So he went outside to smoke a cigarette, and when he came back in, he had the aluminum foil with him, and he was rigging it up on top of his head. And those of us who were old enough to remember putting aluminum foil on the rabbit ears were falling out of our chairs laughing. It was so funny. And then from there, there were some people that didn't understand it, and they had to ask what's the aluminum foil about. And so my response was, well, it was kind of like the earlier days of television. Now you would do this, and I designed Andy's hat with a satellite dish on top. It wasn't helping his reception, but it was helping his attitude because he was getting so upset because he just really wanted to finish his stream. And Andy's a very sensitive person when it comes to that. He wants everything to go absolutely right in his stream, and it just wasn't. God bless him. But he made the best out of it. We all had a good time. Finally, he gave up and he came back on couple hours later, and it wasn't perfect, but it was a lot better than it had been before, and he was able to, as far as I know, complete the stream because he was on for another 4 hours. I was only in there for about an hour of that, but yeah, it was good. That was one of the funnier streams I've been in for a while. Everybody, we were all telling him, hey dude, it's okay, half of us are not even awake, and so everything looks normal to us, and some of them are drunk and it looks normal to them too. It was fun. It was one of the more fun streams that I've been in a while, and I just happened to be awake to be part of it. So all right, we'll put those aside for now. We'll hit those again sometime later this week, and that will be fun. All right. Yep. I used to use aluminum foil in my transistor radio sometimes too. I had so many of those little transistor radios. I don't even know how many of them were taken away from me by teachers or how many of them I accidentally dropped and broke. But it seemed like about every 4 to 6 weeks I was getting another one. I was lucky in that my brother worked at an electronics store, so I could get them at a discount, and I could also get the 9-volt batteries at a discount. Oh, the other thing, I used to break the antennas off of them. So, but yeah, I went through a bazillion of those. I would sleep with them under my pillow at night, and at night, I lived in Florida, and at night, I could get WLS in Chicago. I could get this one radio station, I can't remember I think it was KLRK. It was in Little Rock, Arkansas. I used to pick up a black station out of Memphis that played nothing but old 20s and 30s blues and soul music. Oh man, I love that channel when I could get it. But yeah, I would listen to the radio all night and then be dragging butt at school the next day. It's like, ugh. And that's how I would get caught with my radio because I wouldn't be paying attention. I had really long hair and I would hide my headphones under my hair and put the thing in my ear because you only had one plug back then. Uh you didn't have one that went in each ears. So I would try to hide it in there in my hair, run it up through a ponytail or something so the teacher couldn't see it and have my hair over my ears. But they would catch on because I'd be listening to music and start tapping my foot or something, and they'd catch me every time. I was not good at it. Oh, well. All righty. Well, today we qualified 4 more people for the drawing. The first 4 in the door were James Eller, Tom Kingery, John Jacobs, and Richard Sappington. So, oh yeah, I was in the middle of my story about the flea market thing. So anyway, I'm going to try to sell all of, a lot of the stuff I don't want to haul up to Michigan. And it's not really conducive to do it here at the apartment complex. The yard sales here are mostly for the small stuff. Oh yeah, I got a butt whipping a couple times for listening to music in class. So anyway, I thought this giant flea market thing was going to be pretty expensive. If something like this down in Florida would cost for 4 days probably $200 to $300 for a table. But I thought, okay, I'm going to ask them, if you have to be there for the whole thing and how much just 1 or 2 days would cost. And to my pleasant surprise, 4 days where they say that over 770,000 people go through this thing in 4 days. 4 days at the VFW, I can get a table for $62. So I'm going to round up somebody to help me. And I'm going to be out there Memorial Day weekend, but I don't think I'm going to do all 4 days. We'll see how my health holds up after the first 1 or 2. But that many people going through, I should be able to sell something. I got some pretty cool stuff to sell. I don't know. I got to look at what the temperature is going to be to decide whether or not I want to sell vinyl records, because if it's going to be hot, I'm not taking vinyl. But I've got like vintage bunk beds. Any of you guys, when you were kids, if you were kids back in the 50s and early 60s, did you have the bunk beds with the wagon wheels on the head and footboards, the Western style cowboy beds? Well, I was a girl, but I had them. And I still have them minus the mattresses, but I've been hauling them around now for 10 years and not used them. So I think some little buckaroo needs those. And I think they would probably sell well up here where all these rustic cabins and stuff are. So I'm going to take those out there, see if I can find a new home for them. I just have a lot of stuff that I don't need to be hauling it around anymore. I'm 70 now. I don't need all that stuff. Yeah, yesterday we hardly ever get tornado warnings where I am. I'm up in the mountains in southwestern corner of the state of Virginia, and yesterday we had tornado warnings, some real nasty thunderstorms last night that were shaking the windows in my unit here. So and then it's supposed to be raining right now it's not, but it's really cloudy, and I think it's going to be picking back up again soon. Let me look at my handy dandy weather. Yeah, the old ladies that scheduled their yard sale over mine, they had to cancel this morning, which I told them that was why I didn't schedule it for this weekend. Oh, yeah. 3 p.m., 90% chance of rain, and that's just going to go all night up until midnight. So, but yeah, they didn't want to listen to me, and so they moved it to next weekend. And I checked the 10-day forecast, and it's going to rain next weekend too. That was why I had picked the third week of the month. Oh, well, they don't care. So anyway, that's about it for now. I did make some sense out of all of those nickels. And so thank y'all for stopping in. Yeah, time to downsize. That's what I'm going to be doing at that big thing. Is it's only, I'm going to say, 3 miles from where my storage is to where that sale is happening, and it's right on a main highway that goes through here, very near the junction of the interstate. So a lot of people come to this thing, and so that's part of what I got to do this weekend, is in between coin stuff and detecting stuff. I've made this funny plan where every time I get up and walk around the apartment for something, I pick up a plastic bag. And if I see something that I really don't need anymore, I put it in the bag, and then I bring it back out here and put it in. When the bag is full, I come back and put it in the box and sit down and then work on something else. And I have filled 2 grocery bags already today with small items I don't need anymore. So if I keep doing that, I should be able to have a ton of stuff to get out of here. Alrighty, gang, go find somebody to support, and I will catch up with y'all later. I got some videos to edit. I got just a lot of stuff on my plate. I still got to do the wrap up of that last penny box. So we will see y'all later. Thank you for popping in. Much love to y'all. Oh, if you haven't hit the like and all of that good doodah, do that. And also, if you have not hit the comment video for the end of May gift away, there is one of those too. That's another way you can get in on that drawing. Also, if you want to send something along to be added to one of our drawings, P.O. Box 96, Galax, Virginia 24333. That's Galax, rhymes with Xlax for a reason. We'll see y'all later. Bye.